Sleigh bells ring, are you listening?
In the lane, snow is glistening.
Come on, Sue, take us home, baby. We going sun, rocking tonight.
I said rocking. We're walking tonight.
Rocking in a winter wonderland. Oh, in the meadow, you could build a snowman.
You know how warm it is and rainy here in New York right now? Just have a minute with that.
It's dark. It's nasty.
It's dark.
Crappy.
It's nasty.
We got a lot to talk about. I love
walking dogs during this time is not a fun thing.
No, not at all. And it's the poop gets all messy. It's just warm. And
how are you doing? How's everything going?
I'm good, babe. I love this little couple seconds before we hit the start of the show. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like everybody loading up, people seeing that we're on the air. Let me see if people get their
already in there in the queue.
Let me make sure people give you
head trick. Come on, Cherry. Jeannie Clay, sign it in.
Sometimes Facebook doesn't give the
Yepcley.
Who?
Yepcley.
Oh, okay. It did come on. That's good. All right.
Oh, Jeannie said, I love the extra time too. She loves getting
this is the pre-time. It's the pre-time, Suki. We got a lot going on. We got a lot to talk about.
Everybody's done their holiday shopping, getting everything done. I mean, listen, we've got like really 2 weeks until the holidays kick in. When's Hanukkah this year?
It's like the 18th, the week before Christmas. So, have you heard of these white elephant party thingies?
Oh yes, a white elephant party. You have to bring like
you bring one gift. This way, you don't have to bring a gift for everybody. You bring one, and it's not like a Secret Santa where it's dedicated to one person. Everybody takes one. You don't know what the gift is. It could be for a girl, a guy, whatever it is, and then people can steal the gift if they like a gift you have. It's very complicated, Suki.
Wait, you mean they can go over and like grab somebody else's gift?
There's some kind of way where if you like a gift somebody else has, even though you haven't seen it yet, you could steal and switch gifts. You know what I mean? It's very complicated. I'm involved in it, Suki, and I'm trying not to be. But
were you invited to a holiday party where you have to bring a white elephant gift?
It's just
Can you share with me what your white elephant gift is that's non-gender
yes,
specific?
It's gotta be non-gender specific, Suk.
So is it a bottle of water? It can't be liquor, right?
It can be anything. It could be anything you want. And nobody knows who it's from.
What gifts get?
What's that?
I think you should get like a tickler or something like that. Like
what kind of tickler, Suk?
The stuff that you
French kind,
in your bedroom.
So when you say tickler, do you mean the kind that make you laugh? So you mean a Tickle Me Elmo? One of those? Or anyway, Suk, everybody's loading up. Oh, let me just tell Philly Kid we're up so he could share us up.
Jeannie Clay was like, yes to liquor. Yes to liquor. I don't know. Does anybody have any ideas as to what they would give as a white elephant gift?
Everything. You know what I saw the other day was a combination hot dog bun toaster. You there's 2 holes for the hot dogs and for the buns. You slap them in. Yeah. Speaking of ticklers, but this is a real like hot dog deal.
Would you really use a hot dog bun thing?
Suki, I'm the only guy who comes out of Wegmans with hot dogs wrapped in pretzel bread, that you throw in a microwave.
I did not know that. See, the only time I eat hot dogs is in the summer.
Oh, really? No, hot dogs are good all year round, Suki.
I didn't know that.
By the way, Trader Joe's has a frozen hot dog that's wrapped in like this flaky Parmesan pastry deal.
Ooh.
And it's really good, Suk. You got to check it out.
You know what Jeannie Clay said? Clay said, as to you could just re-gift something that you don't want in your own house. Like just start wrapping things in paper.
I was going to re-gift that game that we have.
Oh no! Don't re-gift that. It's in your mouth, nasty.
I was gonna re-gift this, Suki.
No.
Can I re-gift this? Look.
No, don't re-gift it.
I can re-gift it. You can get your teeth whitened. You can play the game. No.
No. Right. So you know what's in the news, or should we even talk about what's in the news?
Not till I hit the start of that button. Not till I hit the start of that button.
Okay, all right. Everyone's giant.
Be prepared. Be prepared for a little Amy Robach, TJ Holmes talk too today.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. All of a sudden, GMA3's never been so popular. Everybody's tuning in to see if those two are going to do something on the air. And then the management, their ratings tripled, Sue, since the news broke of those two having an affair. What does the management do? They take them off the air. Can you imagine? Geniuses, the management of these stations. They're geniuses.
Off the air for what?
Yeah. They suspended them for a few days. They took them until they decide what to do. Your ratings just tripled from what they were. Nobody cared about GMA 3 until Amy Robach and TJ Holmes were stooping each other, and now everybody's talking.
Well, you don't know if they were stooping each other. They were just having a relationship.
No,
you know?
Suki, they were. That's not. Don't even go there. They were having a relationship. Little shrimp and wine.
Separated. They were both separated from their spouses.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't care what they did. Nothing offends me. You know that. I'm thinking ratings. You keep these two on and let it fly.
You know what's so funny? I was actually watching a TikTok or something like that, and somebody had, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach on, and it was like everyone's like, "Tell me you aren't watching this a little closer."
Yeah, of course. And TJ was actually having an affair with one of the producers before Amy Robach.
Oh,
this guy's he's killing it. This dude, he's living life. Anyway, Suki, ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock. Let's do it.
Here we go. Let's start the show. We got an amazing show coming up for you guys. Going to be a great program. Here's the show. We get it started in 3, 2, and
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, the 7 of Hearts.
Woo!
Exactly.
What she said.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor,
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
entertainment,
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
and optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu, is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen.
Really?
Your intro is fantastic.
Suki, not only is the intro fantastic, but today's show is absolutely fantastic. Coming up later on, you remember David Anthony, the magician hypnotist, was on the show with us way back, I think in the summer. He's coming back on later today. He's hypnotizing everybody, Suki. The guy's unbelievable. Plus, he's got some magic he wants to do for us. He was fantastic. And also, Lazrael LISON is with us. He is a big-time director. There's a movie coming out tomorrow night, the premiere on BET Plus, A Miracle Before Christmas, Suki. He is the director of that film. As a matter of fact, Keith David, one of the stars of that movie, coming on with us tomorrow. So we got a couple of great shows coming up. So Laz, as we will now shorten his name to, I guess whether he wants
I think we should ask him if we could call him Laz.
So I got to assume everybody calls him Laz on the set. We'll confirm.
I'd like to know. You know why? Because I have a name Sukanya, so it's like, everybody. I feel like when you call me Suki, we're friends.
Right. Oh, so you're saying since we're not really his friend yet, we shouldn't say Laz?
Probably. I'm just
right.
saying formalities.
All right. So we'll
You ask.
I'll
just smile.
I'll ask him soon. Anyway, he has done some fantastic movies. Summer House Pictures. That's his
He's the
thing.
CEO.
And, Miracle Before Christmas coming out tomorrow, BET Plus, and then on the 23rd it airs on BET. BET doing a big push of Christmas movies this season.
Why not?
And we love this time of year, and it's great. So he's coming up in just a few minutes. Sook, what do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about what everybody's talking about, which happens to be the Netflix special of Meghan and Harry, Prince Harry.
And what are they talking about?
In their own words. She was like, there was kind of like a cliffhanger where there was a tease that ran, and it's on tomorrow. But they're talking about you're going to hear it from our words. And the reality is, does anybody want to hear anything from anybody really?
I don't care anymore. They lost interest. I lost my interest, Sook.
I know you've lost interest. I mean, I kind of want to know because I want to kind of hear Prince Harry. I don't know if I really want to hear Meghan.
Suki, you know who I'd rather hear from? Amy Robach. That's who I want to hear from.
Stop it.
I want to hear from Amy Robach and TJ Holmes.
So that's another headline that's happening. Two GMA anchors who were separated at the time from their spouses. There are two on-air personalities if you don't happen to watch GMA.
Well, they are now, Sook. Nobody was watching that third hour until now. Now you got a reason to watch.
I mean, it's kind of, you know.
It's salacious, Suki. It's
is that new workplace romances? Is it new, really?
No, it's just, you know what? People need something to get excited about and something to read about. It's fun. Listen, two people having a little affair while they're working together. Listen, it happens all the time. You just don't read about it because not everybody's out in that public spotlight. So, you know.
I mean, listen, they you know, like nowadays, it seems like everybody wants to have that gotcha moment, which I don't like, you know, like, listen, they weren't doing anything wrong. They're two consenting adults who met each other at a time that they needed each other, and they're friends, obviously, because they work together as colleagues.
Sook, do your kids
have you ever fallen in love with your co-anchors?
Yeah, you. Remember when we used to sneak off to the hotel at 611 in the city, 42nd and second, no? What was that? Suki, what was that?
The walls could talk, right?
Well, Suki, what was that? The Westin Hotel next door to 611? Come on, you remember. You remember.
Those walls could talk, right?
Listen, before we bring in Lazrael, real quick, Sook, that your kids, like my daughter now, tells me that there's a young lady at her school that identifies, they call them a furry, so she identifies as a dog. You have any of these kids that your kids know of at school?
I'm sorry. What did they?
You know how people can identify as anything now these days, and it's politically incorrect to scold them or make fun of them.
Yourself as a furry?
There are people. Oh, this is a real thing, Sook. If you look it up on YouTube, there are people who identify themselves as certain animals now. They feel that they are that particular animal. You know, not a man identifying as a woman or vice versa. These are people identifying
as an animal.
As animals. So there's I know in our school there's a couple of them, and they could actually like purr and bark in class, and the teachers technically are not allowed to say anything to these kids. Okay, this is Suka, this is a total deal. I'm not even making it up. But anyway, so last night, the reason I'm telling you this is because last night I'm watching the Sebastian Maniscalco, the newest special on Netflix. He's on from Vegas. And he starts going into this thing where he's bringing his daughter to kindergarten. And in the Sebastian Maniscalco way, you know, he says, I got this kid in the class who identifies as a lion. And I was watching with my daughter. We start cracking up. He's like, this kid's wearing the tail. He's got the ears.
Okay, so So
wait, I'm not done.
So
hold on. So Maniscalco says, now, I know it's not politically correct to make fun of this kid. He says, but my kid is trying to learn the ABCs, and this kid's in the back roaring away. He's knocking over books with his tail. He's like, it was the funniest thing. He's like, it's a lion in the kid's classroom. Maybe they put the kid in the cage so he can't knock anything over. It was the funniest thing. Okay, what's going to be your official dictionary term?
Okay, so the term furry describes a diverse community of fans, artists, writers, gamers, and role players.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the furries create for themselves an anthropomorphized animal character fusiona, which whom they identify and can function as an avatar within this community.
Yes, very nicely read, young lady.
I don't know what that means.
It means they identify as animals, Sue. And on the politically correct spectrum, you're not supposed to, make fun of these people. You can't goof on them. Like I said, teachers in the class technically aren't. If you barked in your classroom back when you were a kid, what would have happened? They throw you right out.
School that I went to, the sister would be like, "What's going on?"
Suki, give me those fingers. I want to hit you.
Leave the classroom, and then things would happen. Man.
Anyway, listen, Lazrael LISON is here. He's got a new movie out, A Miracle Before Christmas. It's coming up tomorrow night on BET Plus. We'll see if he identifies with any animals while he's making these movies. But it's got a great cast: LaToya Luckett, Romeo Miller. Like I said, Keith David is in this movie. Here's a little bit of the movie, Souk, and then we'll bring Lazrael in on the other side. Take a look.
Don't forget, Ashley has her piano recital at 1:30. It'll break her heart if you're not there.
Hey, I'll be there. This woman kept on cutting me off, telling me that I was wrong. Now you're trying to boss me around. You can't boss me around.
Babe, I thought we weren't having business talk tonight.
I fix relationships. By the time they walked out of my office, they were like two newlyweds on the second night of their honeymoon.
Mercedes, you are so good. Ashley, it's time. She's not coming, is she?
Why you never show up to anything?
What's wrong with me being a passionate career woman?
I just think we need some time so you can have some clarity and figure out what's important to you.
I just wish he could see how life is like without Mercedes right.
I think maybe you got the wrong house.
Who's in this house?
I think somebody's lost.
Lost. Hi.
Did you figure it out yet?
Figured out what?
Your wish. There is no husband, no family, no one to be responsible for or accountable to. You're free.
I'm living in an alternate reality. Where are we?
Your office, ma'am.
I have everything anyone could ever want. But at the same time, I have nothing. I just want to go back. I would do anything to go back.
Love it.
Yes, indeed. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Laz, is it Laz or do we go full name? What do they call you?
We family now, so Laz. It's called Laz.
See, I told him he had to ask Laz. I had told him.
I love it, man. Laz, listen, let's get right to this movie, A Miracle Before Christmas. And it looks like just that classic feel-good, redemption story. Here's what, be careful what you wish for. We're going to show it to you. And then you're going to be like, oh, man, I got to get back to what I had.
Grass ain't always greener.
Right. The grass isn't always greener. What was your, now you also wrote and directed the movie or you just directed?
I wrote and directed it.
What was your, obvious, listen, Christmas movies, everybody loves them. My wife's been watching them nonstop on, the Hallmark and all those other places. What was your inspiration? Where did you get, this story from? Was it just something that came out of your head?
Yeah, I've been writing for at least about so long as I can remember, been writing. So it just, I think about like what ifs, you know what I'm saying? And the idea came to me, but it's also some of my favorite movies like A Wonderful Life, The Family Man, and just then I added my own original elements to it, and then it just kind of unfolded from there.
You know what, Laz? I think it's important this time of year where we teach lessons, right? Like some movies, it just sometimes there's no lessons and stuff. Like I'm always thinking about my kids. Like I love sitcoms because there was a beginning, middle, and an end, and you learned something back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
And and I think what's important about these Christmas movies is they bring us back to a time where we really thought about what was important for us. And it makes us reflect upon what really we value as a community.
Absolutely.
Is that something that you wanted to get across? And did you feel like it was lacking the perspective that you wanted to shine a lens on?
Absolutely. And I think that being a father, just having, got twins that's like 4 years old.
Whoa.
It really kind of just make you look at everything, and like whatever lessons you want to put out, whatever I write, I'm very conscious about what message I'm putting out, what I do, what I say. And so yeah, so with this film, just like with a lot of films I do, I feel like you need to be saying something when you're what message are you trying to get across? And I think with this film, that was one thing that I was trying to just make people sit down and look at themselves and be like, sometimes if you're a person ain't spending no time with your kids, maybe, you kind of realize that how important it is. It may not be important to you by not showing up to something, but it's important to your child, that you're there. So that was one thing lessons that I wanted to kind of put out.
Yeah, Laz, I saw you doing a video, and you were talking about how when you were 15 years old, you were sent away to a like a disciplinary type of place that really turned your life around.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, just like so many kids, I was rebellious. I grew up in Arkansas, a town called Winchester, Arkansas, and that was back then the height of, in some of them places like Little Rock with gang activity and things like that. And just like so many kids, I was trying to be rebellious.
Yep.
And your parents don't know anything because they old, and so,
yep.
And, just getting in a lot of trouble, and I was sent away, and I was constantly blaming everybody else for my problems. It's your fault this happened. No. And I had a therapist there, and she told me, she said, you're never going to be anything until you take responsibility for your own actions. True. No matter what you've gone through, take responsibility, because taking responsibility allows you to grow. Because you can't control nobody else, but you can control
yourself,
how you react to a situation. And and that was something I never heard before. That was something I never knew about. And I think that when I was away during that time and getting out of that place, I remember going from, before that point, I was making straight F's in school because I wasn't trying. Then when I left that place, I became a straight A student because I realized from that point on, and it was other influential people in my life as well, but I realized from that point on that it was nothing I can't achieve if I believe in myself and I go do it. So that right there kind of like was the journey of me ultimately becoming who I am now. But I also, during that whole time, because I was not doing very well in school, I couldn't really play sports the way I wanted to. I would play and stop. But then I became a writer. I started writing every day. So that kind of like, since I was like 10 years old on, I've been writing ever since, So I, and then I was playing sports too. So that kind of like, through the good and the bad, resulted in what I am now.
I love it. And what a role model you are, because, I think so many kids, act out. Me included, Scotty included, and we, our parents, our mentors, whoever we look up to, rein us in a terror that we won't have a life. But the reality is that, those lessons forge the people that we become. And that's like something that we have to like always keep reminding our kids, like, these are life lessons that you're learning that's going to make you the man and woman that you are meant to be. But for you, what's it like to represent so much of, for your community, especially to be that director behind the lens, and forging a way, and not only being the director, but also being the creative force behind it?
It's a responsibility, and I think that it starts with like me want to be a great example for my kids, and then, when it come down to, it's a great responsibility, but it's like, I guess throughout the whole journey, I don't look at it like something so out of the ordinary, because I'm so used to doing it. I'm so used to like being behind the camera. I'm so used to it, but I just love it. Watching people like Keith David, LaToya Luckett, Romeo Miller, and then you got Demetrius Shipp Jr., who played Tupac, and Portia Coleman, and I can name a whole list of like the cast that's in this film, that watching these people perform, it's like the greatest joy to me, because they were like so amazing, so dedicated, and I just can't wait for the world to see it.
Laz, when they and again, it's A Miracle Before Christmas, BET tomorrow, BET Plus tomorrow night, and then BET on the 23rd. When people watch this movie, will it remind them of anything they've seen before? Like, have you taken things, like you said, we all love watching Christmas movies, and Lord knows it, it's got to be hard to come up with something that's completely original. When I see something like this, where I guess, Keith David is the, he's kind of the angel, right? It's almost like the Dickens classic, right? Christmas Past.
This is the first movie that Keith David has ever played an angel.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, first. Keith David said, like, I done played a lot of devils, but never an angel.
Yeah. Oh my God. And God, I remember him from Platoon, man, when he was a young kid.
But I mean, I think that people, depending on what type of movies they watch, I think that they may see some different elements, like as far as like maybe structure from some movies, like you say, Christmas Past or whatever. But I think that with the way that, you add your own original feel to it, and I think that it may stand on its own somewhat.
You know what it is? If people could change anything, I don't know if you ever thought about that, Scotty. Like, what would you change? What would you wish for? Because that does kind of change the trajectory of everything you kind of have until this moment, right?
Right.
So would you change anything, Laz? Would you ever thought about like changing a moment in time that would then, maybe change the hands of time as to where you are right now?
I mean, it depends on if I wasn't where I am right now, I'd be like, yes, I would change some stuff. But honestly,
yeah,
at the course I'm at right now in my life and my career, I think that everything that I've gone through, everything that the struggles I've been through, starting in film and everything, it got me to where I am now. So, and I wouldn't want to start over because I don't want to go back to those struggling days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then, I'm happy that, I love, the wife, the kids, everything. So I wouldn't want to change that trajectory.
I mean, you're a dad of twins. What the heck is that like during Christmas time?
No, it's great. I mean, being ready. I think being a parent is all about being ready, being ready for it, and having it at the time I had it. It was like, it's exciting. It's exciting because they actually give you perspective on what's important, and
they check you real quick.
I know, right? Because they not impressed by it. We did a movie. I don't care. Can we turn to Power Patrol?
So Laz, are you saying that Halloween isn't getting them excited? Your kids? Is one of the movies you do?
Oh wow, you bring that. Oh, you taking me back.
I love that title, man. Halloween. I love that.
That should be a cult classic amongst kids.
Yeah, it's actually it actually is in many ways. That was a crazy one. That was a crazy one.
I love it. Halloween. Look at that. That's good stuff. And listen, you've had the others that Private Number. A couple of those, and look at the people, Judd Nelson, Tom Sizemore, Tom Sizemore passed away recently, didn't he?
Did he?
I feel like I know we did this with somebody else. I feel like Tom Sizemore may have passed. Sue, can you look that up for me, please?
No, I don't think he did. I mean,
I don't think he did either.
No, check. Maybe he got arrested. Something happened with Tom Sizemore.
Arrested may be more like it.
Okay, let's check. Sue, check that real quick. before I have him gone and
No,
buried.
he's not gone.
No, he ain't gone. He may be arrested. But
All right, yeah, that might have been it. I know something happened recently in the past couple of years. But let me ask you a question, Laz. As a director now, and again, you're on that ones to watch list, and you're getting hotter with each movie you put out. Is there a certain actor as a director you lay in bed at night and you're like, man, I'd love to work with that guy or girl, just once. Are there any people like that right now?
So many, because it depends on the genre.
Right.
Depends on the genre I do. I mean, if we talking about comedy, let's say comedy, right? You got you got somebody like a Will Ferrell, Jim Carrey, or Eddie Murphy, it's just like from the comedy aspect, but then you think about the dramas, you got like an Angela Bassett or a Holly Berry. It's just so many that you just a huge fan of, and yeah, so it's a tough one.
My favorite Christmas movie, Eddie Murphy, is definitely got to be Trading Places.
Trading Places. Sell, Mortimer, sell.
Sell, Mortimer, and Aykroyd with the fish on the New York City subway, like eating the salmon.
It's so many. Phenomenal actors.
So, Laz, if you were gonna make a Halloween 2, who would you want to star in that movie?
No, I guess
I think we need a Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. Like a Halloween 2. Like
I gotta check that one out. I know a lot of people who love that flick.
The title is amazing.
Oh man, it's so great. Anyway, listen, we're talking about the movie tomorrow, A Miracle Before Christmas, BET Plus.
The actors are amazing.
It is an original. Romeo Miller, Portia Coleman, Keith David,
Latoya
Luckett, and it comes out on BET regular on the 23rd, day before Christmas Eve, and then I'm sure they're going to re-air it a few times over the holidays.
It's going to have you laughing, probably crying, the whole nine, so it was definitely a journey. It was definitely a fun journey watching, watching Latoya Luckett, because she was the lead, so she had to be that every day.
Yeah.
Every day she was there. And watching her, Keith David, Romeo, I always say it starts from the top. Preparation starts from the top, and all the major cast, the leads, Romeo, her, Keith David, all of them set the tone because everybody was so prepared. Latoya Luckett had like 3 pages of dialogue, and watching her and Keith David go 3 pages nonstop was
wow.
It was so fun. It was such a phenomenal thing, and her and Romeo, it was amazing.
It's amazing. We talked to Ron Howard's brother,
Clint Howard.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you know what he said? He said the same exact thing. Show up prepared. Walk in on the set prepared. It doesn't matter, big, small, huge, huge budget, small budget. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. You got to show up because that's what you're being paid to do.
Yeah.
And you're saying the same thing. It's a lesson that we all have to learn when we show up for our jobs, when we show up for our kids, when we show up for our husbands, our wives. Be there, be present, and don't take a moment for granted. Really, don't take a moment for granted.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Laz, listen, before you go, I know you're probably thinking this whole time, how do I weave these two into my next movie? Okay. But Suki and I recently, we auditioned to be on a soap opera.
Okay.
And I have about 45 seconds of that audition. I was hoping to play it for you. Maybe you can just give us a little feedback on our read.
Boy.
All right. It was kind of like it was a cold read. Okay. And
so here
it is. Yeah. Listen, you just be brutally honest when we're done.
It was
right?
awful.
I think it was 2 people in a hotel room, 2 lovers. One was getting ready to leave for Paris. Here it is right here, my friend. Take a look. So this is Leo talking to Greenlee. You are the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
You know, I could never let you go on about that.
Want to do it again?
Well, yeah.
Your wish is my command.
No, I need to pack.
Greenlee, you're an executive. Get one of your lackeys to do your packing for you.
Never. My designer pieces require my personal attention.
So do I.
Well, you'll get yours in Paris. Get dressed.
Hey!
Hmm?
I got everything I need right here on me right now.
Yeah, you do. Call your buddies and say adieu. I'm going to take care of my extracurricular needs.
Ooh, that woman.
I could never do this. I could never, ever do this. I could never do that for a living. I really could not become a character. I don't know how people stop laughing sometimes when like things are just feeling awkward, sex scenes, all that stuff. No.
Laz, be honest, bro. You were blown away. You blown away. I could see it in your face.
Blown away. Blown away.
The level of talent.
But I gotta see who y'all. When y'all reading for that, I gotta see who the competition is.
Oh.
I mean, that was good. Now I gotta see the rest of the people auditioning for it.
Yeah. I'm sure the competition's much better. Anyway, listen. So the movie, don't forget, everybody. It's tomorrow night. BET Plus. It is an original. A Miracle Before Christmas. Good-looking cast. Great set of actors and actresses. And then on the 23rd, it airs on BET. Laz, listen, man. So great to meet you.
Happy holidays.
You know, keep those movies coming, man. You're a hot commodity right now, and it's an honor to have you on, buddy. And just listening to your story, how young you started doing this, and you just. You know, you're living your dream right now, and you know it's an honor to have you on. But yeah,
you're really
absolutely.
an inspiration to so many kids out there.
And and again, we got Keith David on tomorrow, and he'll be on with us as well.
And the first time he ever played an angel.
That's
I know, and he did a great job.
Laz, thank you so much, my friend. And listen, happy holidays to you and the family, and thanks for coming on, bud.
Thank you.
All right, pal. Take care.
What a great man.
Talented guy, nice guy.
Been writing since he was 10, 11 years old. Yeah. You know, was going down a wrong path, you know, had that experience that just made him corrective, you know, correct his course.
When you read his bio, it's like from the time he was 21, he was financing and writing movies and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, it's like us, Sook. You know, you live the dream
and you just keep trying to figure this all out.
You just keep going.
Television, Suki and Scott, Suki and Scott, Suki and Scott.
That's all. And we keep going right now because our guy, David Anthony, is coming up. He was on with us before. He did some amazing tricks, Sook. We were blown away. I've been watching his hypnotism stuff. And I love when he just makes people do crazy stuff. It's so funny. But here he is. Little David Anthony, and then we'll bring him in on the other side. Take a look at this. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Anthony.
Thank you, guys. How's everyone doing?
Dave, how you doing, buddy? What's going on, my man?
Yeah, hanging in there, keeping busy, which is always good.
Listen, last time you were on, I think things were still wasn't fully back to normal, but I've been seeing so much video of you. You're all over the place now, right?
It's been fun. A lot of traveling across the country, but it's been a blast. And it feels so good to get back on the road. And, you know, I never thought it feels so good to jump on an airplane again, but it did.
It is, right?
Yeah, kind of feels nice, right? Like you're actually doing something.
It does. And it feels like I'm working again, which is, it's a great fun to see the audiences again, to see the volunteers up on stage being doing magic or being hypnotized and all that fun stuff.
I just love watching you do your thing, especially at these colleges. And here, watch this, Sue, because obviously he's not going to hypnotize us here on the show. But I did see one today where you had this thing called a sleep ball, and you were not just Suki. Watch this; it's the funniest thing. Take a look at this.
It's going to hit you. It's not going to hurt, but it's going to put you to sleep. Let's get the whole back row down. Ready? Hey, what are you doing? You have a sleep ball now. Show us a sleep ball. Toss it. It's not going to hurt.
That is hysterical. The girl's face was priceless.
The one girl's going, not me, not me.
You know, and that's the funnest part for me too, is seeing their reactions and when stuff's happening. Whether it be magic or hypnosis, it's amazing. And that was such a fun show, that one.
And none of that stuff is staged. They're all people from the audience. And dude, I don't have the faintest idea how you guys get that done, man. It's beyond my wildest imagination.
Yes. Nothing set up. About 6 minutes into the show, I say, if you want to get hypnotized, come up on stage. And then I walk off stage. And then all the seats are filled up. And then I come back on and we have some fun. So.
Oh my God. And you have to want to be hypnotized, right? I know I always hear that.
Yes. So anyone could get hypnotized. Sometimes it takes longer for some people than others, but anyone could get hypnotized. But if you're fighting it, you won't get hypnotized. Because all hypnosis is a deep state of relaxation. When you're in that deep state of relaxation, you're open to suggestion. For example, if I say you can't remember your name or you lose your belly button, you know, you think you lost your belly button. You're running across the stage looking for your belly button.
And how did you act? Did somebody teach you how to do this? Did you learn it on your own? How did you figure out, how to get this done?
Yes. So I was performing magic for many, many years. And then I want to say it was like 2014, maybe right around there. I was in Las Vegas for a couple of meetings with a few producers and stuff for magic. And the one gentleman said, you would make a killer hypnotist. And so then I got trained by a Las Vegas hypnotist, Steve Daly, and the rest is the history. So now I travel across the country doing magic and hypnosis. But there's a lot that goes into it, between safety, between what to look for, and how to manage 15, 20 people that are hypnotized on stage.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's Suk. Have you ever been hypnotized?
I've been hypnotized in college. Yeah, it was like a thing my freshman year. Somebody came out to our college and picked out kids and said, go on the stage and then get hypnotized.
Wow, I never did it, man. I want to do it so bad.
I
know. I'd be like, walking like a dog. Whatever you want me to do, Dave, I'll do it.
Well, one of these days we're gonna have to make that happen, man.
Oh, I know, man. We're gonna have to do a live show one of these days, and you will definitely be one of the guests that will be there.
So, Dave, amazing. Where are you now? What are you doing? What are the shows coming up? I gotta imagine this is a busy time for you.
It is. So I'm based out of Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm currently home right now for the next few days. I'm in PA Saturday night with a big corporate event. And then I jump on a cruise ship on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So I headline a cruise ship in the next week.
That's got to be fun.
That's great.
It's hard to complain when you're on your balcony looking out in the Bahamas right there.
And getting paid for it.
Yeah, especially in Cleveland around this time. It's cold and
a little bit
snowy. So I always have to downplay it when I'm talking to my wife on FaceTime, though.
Yeah, you're not having fun. You're not having any fun.
On, babe. There's a lot of work.
She's like, it's snow. There's a foot of snow, and I go, well, it's windy in the Bahamas.
Yeah, right. It's windy. It's 92, sunny.
Yes.
That is so
and then the
funny.
holidays happen, and then our theaters and performing arts centers and casinos start in about January. So.
Nice.
That's great, man. Good for you, bud. Good for you. Well, listen, man. You want to let's do it. I remember the last time you were here. You did that thing with the ketchup in the bag, and I mean, just some great stuff. And
Thank you.
I was like, you know what? I need to get David back on because I thought your stuff was really fantastic.
Thank you so much. Do you mind helping me out, Scott?
Of course.
Yeah, Scott. Do you play cards?
I do. Do I need them?
No, but that was the right answer. It would have been a long show if not.
I do.
I have a deck of cards here, an invisible deck of cards. You ever seen one of these before?
I have not.
You have not. I'm going to toss it through the screen. Catch. Do you have a good imagination?
I do.
I could tell you're holding an invisible deck of cards right now.
I'm still holding it.
Go ahead, give that deck of cards a shuffle. Mix them up a little bit for me.
All right.
You got to take them outside the box, though. Take them outside the box, and then give them a shuffle. Fan Scott. That's very good. That's professionally done there.
You like that, huh?
Card, take a look at it. Remember what that card is.
All right.
No aces, no faces. Make sure it's a tough one. So the viewers in the comments, they don't think we're in on it.
I got it.
That deck of cards, keep it face up. Take that card, put it face down inside the deck. He's doing a fantastic job, isn't he?
I'm all over this. I'm all over this.
Mix them up and then place them back into the box once you're done.
Box?
Toss it back up to me. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So.
Oh, Sook, you see that?
I was like, what happened just there?
So what we have here, we have a deck of cards that, Scott, you shuffled, you mixed up, you pulled one card out, you looked at it, you memorized it. What was that card?
It was the 8 of clubs.
The 8 of clubs. You then took that 8 of clubs, flipped it face down, and put it face down in that face up deck. So there's all cards face up except for one card. All cards face up except.
Don't even tell me, Suki.
One card.
You shuffled it somewhere.
If that's the 8 of clubs, no way. Oh, come on. Get out of here. Come on, man.
Thank you.
That's unbelievable.
Yes.
I just don't get how this happens.
So that you know how you always go Queen of Hearts? I'm like, don't say Queen of Hearts. Don't say Queen
I
of
always
Hearts.
say Queen of we've learned not to do Queen of Hearts because apparently that's the most popular one.
There's a few that people pick all the time.
Okay.
8 of clubs was not one of them. So that was
figured I had a good one, man. Oh,
he's a tricky little bugger, isn't he?
That's unbelievable.
Thank you. It's it's fun. During the pandemic, we were able to do it over a screen again. So it's been a while since I've had to do magic.
Yeah, in screen. Yeah,
it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Our audience, all right, and wow, they're all freaking out. I love that, man.
Thank you so much. I see the
so
comments
fun.
there. Thank you guys.
Yeah, it's so funny. Everybody's I love that, man. That's so
What's it like going to the colleges? Like, kids are so cynical these days, and like, are they truly entertained? Are they truly like,
It's a blast.
Yeah.
Performing at colleges is a blast. They're there with their friends. They're ready to have a good time. The magic they go wild about, and the hypnosis, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, to be honest.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah,
they're laying on the ground like that one gentleman in the picture. But it's an absolute blast. They're ready to enjoy themselves, and these colleges and universities do a fantastic job at providing activities and shows and everything for these students. And
yeah,
fun.
Oh, that's so great. All right, give me another one. Give me another one.
Let's do something a little different. Here, I have some lifesavers here.
Love those mint lifesavers.
Yes, I got to get one down there real quick. Thankfully, they're good. Thankfully, they're good. Here we go. Almost.
Pulling out the floss. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? What just happened?
Get out of here. Come on. You pulled that right out of the fold of your neck?
Yep, it's all good now, that's for sure.
Oh, my God.
So funny story about that. The first time I did that, I was probably about 12, 13 years old. And that was one of the things that my mom said after my parents were my first audiences.
Yeah.
And I did it. And my mom's like, never again. Never again.
Don't show me that again.
I had lunch with her before I was coming on today, and I told her what I was going to do, and she's like, I don't like that one, David. I don't like that one.
That was pretty wild, man. It almost looked like you made your neck look almost like an effects artist put some stuff on your neck on that one.
No, that's freshly shaved neck there. Yeah.
Wow.
Holy moly, that was crazy.
How did that come from? Jesus.
His throat.
It's unbelievable. Dave, how old were you when you started doing this stuff?
I was 12 years old when I got my first. I was 12 years old when I first did my first show. I was 7 years old when I got my first magic kit. It was a box about this big.
Yeah.
Did my first show when I was 12 in front of about 100 or 150 people. And then it kind of grew from there. I would do a show every couple months, for church festivals or fundraising events. And then in high school, I started traveling, competing with it a lot more and going to these international competitions. And thankfully we did very well. And it just kind of kept progressing. In high school, I was doing about 3-4 shows a month. And then in college, I went to college for business management and minor entrepreneurship. And by that time, I was doing about 2 to 3 a week. And out of college, I took it on full time. So now it's a little across the whole world performing.
I love it.
And when you're practicing to be a hypnotist, the people who are helping you along the way, do you need to have a certain type of voice? Because I notice hypnotists always have that a deeper, calming type voice. Is that necessary to be a good hypnotist, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. I've seen a range of voices for hypnotists. However, because you're relaxing in that deep state of hypnosis, it does help to be calming and have that soothing kind of relaxing tone to it, and a nice rhythm to it as well.
Yeah.
And then at various parts of the show, when they're on a roller coaster, thinking they're on a roller coaster.
Right.
My voice picks up a little bit. It's very different than if I'm hypnotizing someone for weight loss or smoking or stress and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's so great. You got another one? You got one more?
Yeah, absolutely. How about can I teach a trick? Is that cool?
Oh, yeah, I love that. Go ahead.
It's called an optical illusion. Optical illusion, your mind plays a trick on itself, right?
Okay.
So it's very easy to do. And you at home could do it as well. You need a blank piece of paper. You draw 4 dots on this side. You draw 1 dot on that side. You draw 6 dots on that side and 3 dots on that side. I'll do it again. That's okay. 4 on that side, 1 on that side, 6 on that side, 3 on that side. I'll show you how he did this. You see, I drew 5 dots. It's an optical illusion, right? So you draw a dot in each corner and then a dot on the left side or right side, depending on how you look at it. But what you do before you come up on stage, whether it be backstage or out of view, you take your hand, you go over that dot like so, making sure your fingers are close together. This doesn't look as good. Fingers close together. And as you flip it quickly, and you have to do it quickly because it's an optical illusion, you place your hand over that empty spot, creating the illusion that there's 6 dots, right? It tricks your mind into thinking that there's 6 dots because our brain is trained in seeing 6 dots in this formation. 4, 6. Now the opposite side, same concept. There's not 1, there's not 3, there's actually only 2. So if you take your hand, you go over that dot like so, there's 1 dot. You take your other hand, you go over that empty spot. It gives the illusion, it tricks their mind into thinking that there's 3 dots. Now the hard part here, the hard part's not to remove your hand unless you know a little bit of magic to show that there's 6 dots.
I knew he was going to do that soon.
To show 3 dots there, and to be honest, I don't know how 8 dots got on that side. That always amazes me.
I was like, he's not teaching us.
They never teach us. It's always part
There's
of
a little trick at the end there, right?
Oh my God, that is so funny, man. Dave, that's great.
This has been an absolute pleasure to be back on, and hearing your guest beforehand was an absolute blast too.
Oh yeah, man. God, we've had on some great guests all over the last 2 years, man. But listen, I love the magic and how can we do? I remember I was going to have a hypnotist who was from the Howard Stern show. And he said that because I said, yeah, I'd love for you to do me. But he said he had to do it like the day before we came on.
And prepare you.
Just to prepare me. And then because he can't do it on the show because if someone's watching while they're driving, they might get hypnotized while they're driving.
Yes.
Yeah, because I would love. Can you do it in this fashion? Would we be able to do it sometime?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I similar to the other gentleman, I would be hesitant to do it on air.
Right.
Watching, but I've definitely hypnotized many people over Zoom in this format. So
we got to do it one time, bud.
Yeah.
When you're done cruising the world, you'll come back on.
When you're done going to Bahamas and like talking to your wife and rubbing it in, you'll come back to us.
Did I have you doing? Is it like a show a day?
To be honest, it's 2 shows in one night.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. So just 2 shows one night.
Yes.
And then you get off somewhere and come back.
I'm on for 10 days.
So
I really can't complain.
That is great.
I get a lot of work done and a lot of creative stuff done.
I was going to say that's probably your time to just work on tricks and figure things out.
Yes, yeah, and we're prepping for the next year and 2024 tour right now. So a lot of
2024.
Yes, yeah.
Good Lord, David Anthony, ladies and gentlemen.
Lord,
check
where
him
are
out.
we going, Lord?
I love it, Dave. Where can everybody find you to see all this great stuff?
Yeah, so you can find me on social media on Instagram, D Anthony Magic. Once again, that's D Anthony Magic, and I post videos of both magic and hypnosis and all that good stuff. On my website, danthonymagic.com, there's a list of tour dates that you could catch me at, and hopefully we'll be in a city near you guys as well.
Are you all out for this particular show? Any more left in that bag over there?
Any more left? And you know what? Here's what I could do. Can I teach a little bit trick on hypnosis to help with stress?
Show me before we go. Go ahead.
Is that cool? It's very quick. I know the holidays can be a little stressful for individuals. These 3 things are going to help you with stress. And I'd like to show it to my clients and people around this time. Number 1, if you're feeling that feeling of stress, remember, it's not your stress, it's a feeling of stress. Big difference is stand up. You have to change your physicality. Place your hands on your hips. This is called a power pose. Because when you change your physicality, you change your emotions. So stand up, hands on your hips. You look up at a 45-degree angle because at that point, there's no thought processes that happen right in that center of your brain. So it can help clear your mind. And then you take 3 big breaths in and out. So what this does is this going to help relieve that stress, that feeling of stress. If you have cravings for certain foods and you're trying to lose weight, once you get that craving, you do this. It'll help that craving down.
Okay.
If you're a smoker and you're trying to quit, if you have that craving for that cigarette or that smoke break, do this and it'll help as well. So change your physicality, hands on your hips, look up at that 45-degree angle, and 3 big breaths in and out. And I guarantee this is going to help you in your daily life.
I love that. I'm going to try that tip. Thank you. Very useful.
My pleasure. I wanted to make sure I gave something to your audience and they could use on.
I was jonesing for a Pop-Tart 5 minutes ago. Now I don't even want
it.
Well, I was going to have Scott start barking like a dog.
I'd like to.
Bro, we gotta do that. I've never been hypnotized. I gotta try it. I think that would be so much fun.
Wonderful.
All right, my man.
Thank
David
you so
Anthony,
much,
ladies
David.
and gentlemen. Dave, listen, enjoy that cruise and have some fun, man. Enjoy the holidays.
Thank you too.
And where
you
can
guys
people
as well.
find you?
See you soon.
All right, my man. Take care. Have fun, buddy. Suki, how the hell?
What is he at? DavidAnthony.com if
do
people
that?
want to find him?
No, it's D. Anthony. He just did that. He was saying that before.
Thank
hold
you.
on, let me get us back. Suk, how do you get that 8 of clubs in there? That's
How did he change
insane.
the dots on the card? How did he get this lifesaver out of his neck?
I got to go back in slow motion and
It
see
was
how
like
that happened, right?
strange, but oddly entertaining. It was like very ooh.
I love it.
entertaining.
I love it. Suk, listen, before
All
we
right,
go,
Scotty. Tomorrow, big show.
Big show tomorrow. Keith David's coming on. And for those of you who may not know who Keith David is, here he is right here. Huge actor, legendary actor in Hollywood. So Keith's coming on tomorrow. Keith David, not David Keith, who people get confused with.
Keith David.
From Firestarter. And Suk, one last thing I wanted to show you before we go. They had the People's Choice Awards last night, and everybody's talking about Olivia Wilde and her outfit. Because her well, you can't really see it here, but it was basically like there's no bra there, and she's pretty much see-through and naked. So everybody's talking about that today. And quite frankly, I think they should be. So it's it's good.
She's got like nice little itty, like I think it's a little big.
big breastises, Sugi.
I think that would be a little, like overwhelming, like.
Yeah.
But when you're like flat chested, you can wear anything.
You can get away with it, but they were talking about how it was literally full see-through Janet Jackson type deal, and I was like, What doesn't matter? Does it even matter these days?
It does.
I don't know. I get. Listen, if you get offended, I guess it does. If you don't, it doesn't.
You're right. It takes a lot to get us offended these days. I think
nothing gets me offended. It's amazing. Anyway, Sue, great show today. Everybody, listen. Tomorrow night, you got to watch that Miracle Before Christmas. It's on BET+.
And we're gonna have actor Keith David on.
Keith David's coming on tomorrow, and I leave you with a little Philly kid. Bye, everybody.
Hold me close, hold me tight, make me thrill with delight. Let me know where I stand from the start. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Every time that you're near, all my cares disappear. Darling, you're all that I'm living for. I want you, I need you, I love you more and more. I thought I could live without romance until you came to me. But now I know that I will go on loving you eternally. Won't you please be my own? Never leave me alone, 'cause I die every time we're apart. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. I thought I could live without romance until you came to me. But now I know that I will go on loving you eternally. Won't you please be my own? Never leave me alone, 'cause I die every time we're apart. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Yeah, baby. Now listen. This is our fork in the road, love's last episode. There's nowhere to go. Oh no, you made your choice, and now it's up to me to bow out gracefully. And though you hold the key, but baby, whenever you call me, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, oh, I'll be there. I'll be around. I said I knew just what to say, and now I found out today that all the words had slipped away. But I know there's always a chance, a tiny spark will remain, yeah. And sparks turn into flames, and love can burn once again. But I know you know, whenever you call Whenever you want me, baby, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, oh, I'll be there. I'll be around. Yeah, baby. Woo! Whenever you call me, baby, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, baby, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I'll be there. I'll be around. Whenever you call me, baby, I'll be there. Whenever you want me, baby, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, oh, I'll be there. I'll be around. I'll be around.
Everybody, listen to me and return me my ship.
You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins?
But lately something's changed and ain't hard to define. Guess he got himself a girl.
And I want to make her mine.
Just watch you miss all night.
Something inside whispered to me, you better move in carefully. And then he smiled and turned away. That told me all he could not say. I tried not to let it show. Now I don't know what to do to myself because I'm dying. So let's not just let it go. My heart just double beats for you. Ooh.
Oceans apart, day after day, and I slowly go insane.
Love will lead you back someday. I just know that love will lead you back to my arms where you belong.
I can see what's mine now, finding out what's true. Since I found you, looking through the eyes of love.
Now that my life is so prearranged, I know that it's time for a cool change.
The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. I had a dream I was your hero. Dear, I wish I was your lover. I'll rock you till the daylight comes. Make sure you are smiling and warm.
And I imagine you and me just taking shots at what we see. And if we both just take away the dust and just outlast them all. Okay.
I am sure Leia on the silky and sky. Sure. Time to learn, time to care. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a
Oh
Ooh,
man,
look at Phil's crying.
I told you I brought Kleenex for a reason.
Wait, Jack, tell me how this sounds. There's a place for us.
I'm not gonna lie.
Somewhere. Let me finish, Jack. Somewhere. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm actually gonna say it didn't sound bad. It was a rainy night. We took a taxi to your mother's home. She went to Florida and left you with your father's gun alone upon her small white bed. I fell into a dream. You sat up all the night and watched me to see who in the world I might be.
Wow, man.
Wow.
See, you know what? It's too easy for you. I don't like it.
And then there's
He's crying, Jack. He's crying again.
Which one do you want?
He's
I'll
crying.
elaborate.
I love when you make Phil cry.
Those were both beautiful. Thank you so much.